Now, I'm going to be showing you how to tie another Matuka winged fly. Now, this is a pattern my own. This is what I call simply the blue Jay Matuka, and this is the original fly that I tied. That and the ace of spades would probably be the most popular. The blue jay was just tied basically as a bit of fun, though it's a colour combination that would work. I know it does work. So it's a bit, using blue jays, not everyone can get a hold of the blue jay, so if you can't get the blue jay, then use like a guinea fowl dyed blue instead of the what I'm going to be tying here. Just use the whole feather. Took the black underneath it. I'm using black hen underneath this to sort of blend the colour, and do the same with the blue guinea fowl. Now, the Matuka wing is, I mean, it's very popular in some countries yet, and it was hugely popular in many years ago. And the ace of spades is the most popular Matuka wing fly, and many people keep it to themselves because it does still catch. It just I always remember tying these for the first time, and it was a bit of a struggle. It was time consuming wee fly, especially the ace of spades because of the winging and so on. But the basic Matuka wing is reasonably simple to tie. This is slightly more complicated with the blue jay, but anyway, I'll show you how to tie it. The hook is just a classic style. This is a lure, a long lure hook, like a streamer hooks. You tie it to suit the size. This is just a standard size 8. Now thread, I'm just going to use the uni thread 80 black. Now run the wax through it to get it started. I'll just basically start at the eye of the hook, come down a wee bit, and then I'm going to tie in the rib. Now the rib is just an oval silver tinsel. This is number 14. A small or a medium would be okay, or even just a wire. If you don't want to use this, use a wire. Make sure the wire's coated like a UTC. Some of the cheaper wires are not coated and they tend to rust a wee bit when they get wet after a wee while. So anyway, we get to the point where if we let the thread go, it should be in line with the barb. I'm using a chenille, a black chenille. Now what you do is you just remove fine fibres to get the core so you can tie it in. Now, just get a good start, and then nice and tight. Make sure they're waxing your thread and you wind up. A couple of questions about this is a kind of old style like chenille. It does tend to sort of come apart, so if you want to basically tighten it up, you can go one way, you'll see it tightening up, and then wind the chenille. Put a wee twist into it as you wind. It's not the best stuff in the world to use. You can get there's other types of suede chenille that's quite good. I'm using the traditional one, and then we can tighten up, trim away the waste. Again, a wee bit of wax on your thread, tidy up this head area. It's important that you do that. Get a nice base of thread down for your materials. Now, one of the questions I got was that to get a nice taper towards the back, you can trim it. I'm going to show you how you do it. Normally at times I don't bother, but you can basically come in with your scissors, trim the fine fibres to taper towards the back so you get a nicer shape in the body. So all the way around. If you can rotate your vise, it makes it easier. This will help keep the tail quite low at the back if you find the chenille's lifting the tail and you don't like it. So this is the way to do it, it's just to trim it down a wee bit. Just like the way trimming deer here. And you can see that shape, so I've got a nice tapered shape. Now I've got 2 dyed black hen. It's just Chinese or Indian hen dyed black. Just get one either side. Just going to line up the ends. Just pull it together. You'll see the nice shape. There we are, that's the shape that you want. Tail length, you're looking around about the hook length over the back. So what I do is measure it and then draw back what I don't need. Pull it away, keeping hold of the wing. If you do slip in your fingers, just bring them back together. They'll be okay. Now what I want to do is remove the fibres like I did with the badger in one of the other videos. Just hold the tail length, which is there, take away the fibres from the underside. And there we are. So we've got our start of our tail at the back, that's fine. Now we can tie this on the top, 2 or 3 turns. We can trim away the waist. You can make sure that they're sitting right, but I know that's okay, because once you bring your rib up, it's going to be sitting nice. Now basically that's the under wing of the J. Now we've got 2 J feathers. We've got a large feather from either side, one from the left wing, one from the right side wing. Turn around so you can see the J itself. Now I remove basically all this here towards where the blue J starts to lose its, where it starts with the colour at this point, underside. So what I do is I come in here, trim away this underside. It's broken at the end there, but that's okay because there's plenty on that. I do the same on the other side. So just at the point where the colour starts at the bottom of the feather, you can trim that away or just pull it away. Stems are quite thick on this. Now you're looking at a length just towards the end of the fibre. Now what I like to do is, you can put them on individually or together, but individually is easier. So there's the length, so tear that away. Just remove it. Now what I'm going to do is cut it at this at a point, taper. It's like a tapered cut. Now just offer that, there's the length. There's the taper. You need that tapered cut so that it helps towards the taper of the head. It's slipping there. Now I'm just going to tighten up because it's quite stiff. Now what I'm going to do here is use my nail to flatten this so that I can get a better start. So I'm just using my nail to flatten. Make sure there's wax on my thread. This should grip much better now. The stems are quite thick. You could remove part of the stem, but the problem is you waste a lot of feather. And then once we're happy, we can tighten up a wee bit. See how the feather may sit funny, but we can control that. Just check my length. Length is not too bad. Sometimes I like just a wee bit shorter than that, so we get more of the black hen coming through. So again, I'm just going to go back. If you're not happy, easy to do. Just bring the thread back off. Nice and tight. Just check. That's a better length. Then we can trim away a wee bit of excess fibre there. Then we can do the same on the other side. I'm down looking from the top down at the length. There's the area I want to tie it in. Just check. Now we finish off with a hackle, a hen hackle in black. Again, what I'm going to do, taper this, just a taper cut. Now as I say, I'm going to finish off a black hen, which will tidy this up. I'm looking from the top down. You can see how the bar there, looking at the tip, you can see there. So I'm making sure they're lined up. Come in nice and tight. Again, make sure there's wax on your thread. This is just a wee tad long here, so the waist, so I'm going to trim away. So that nothing can into the eye. Bring the thread to the front here so I can basically crush that down with the thread. Build the head up. Now don't be shy with the head. So you might see that sitting slightly twisted. Once you bring your oval tinsel up through and this together, it should sit fine. Now we half turn at the back with the oval tinsel to get you started. And then what I like to do is get all the feathers, fibres here, bring them together, Then open out the area where you're going to tie it in. Lift these straight up, look for that space. There we are. And then come in. Just the same as tying a normal Matuka wing now. At this point I'm just keeping this tight, checking the position of the J, because we can always move it around to suit. Just checking the feathers sitting right. If you're not happy again, you can always go back. This side here it's slightly up, so I'm just going to bring it around. And then we can work our way up. Just making a space. I usually try and get these so they're straight or worked in together. They blend together really well, the blue jay and the hen. Nice and tight. As I say, you could use a wire, like a small or a medium thick wire, it'll do the same. If you feel it's a wee tad stronger, then do it. The oval tinsel, this is Vineyard's oval tinsel, it's really strong, so it holds really well. Again, make a space. Come up this last turn here, follow it with the thread. Then just catch it in. Trim away the waste. See how things are sitting. As I say, the blue jay feather is quite stiff, so what I'm doing is moving it around so it sits. Seeing how well the fibres are blended together. Now, what I'm going to do is tighten up. Now, take your thread to the eye. Anything going forward with the eye, just stroke it back. Tidy the head so you've got a nice taper. Yeah, I'm just going to check my wing. That's fine. Then I've got a hen hackle, just a dyed black hen. Tie this in by the tip, so I'm just going to remove fluff at the back. Tie at the tip. Stroke it back, the good side facing myself. This tidies things up a wee bit. A couple of turns, down the way, come back up, 2 or 3 turns. Slip your fingers back, there's the tip of the hackle, we can then break that away. Then I'm going to use my hackle pliers so you can see what I'm doing. And then it's just stroking the fibres. Stroking them back, folding the hackle, and then you're looking to do maybe 3 or 4 turns, depending how good the feather is. And then follow up. 90-degree bend into the feather as we wind through with the thread. Trim away the waste. There may be the odd fibre left, so all I do is stroke it back. Be a bit of moisture on my fingers just to hold it. Tidy the head area again. Don't be shy with the head length, it's part of the fly. Now we've got 2 jungle cock eyes. Can be small eyes to yourself. Now what I'm doing here is just bearing the fibre back. You can tie them on together or individually. I'll just do them individually because I do get asked a lot, can I do that? Obviously I'm putting my side on first. We tie on the black area. 2 or 3 turns. I'll turn it around so you can see. Do the same on the other side. Again, I'm going to just bear back fibre. Checking from the top down, I can check the length. Tying on the black area again, 2 or 3 times. Just check and see how it's sitting. Just lift it up slightly so it's in curve with the body of the fly. Just going to carry on down. Wax on my thread, fold back the stems of the jungle cock, tuck them back, and then from the front I'm going to wind up. Again, just nice shape into the head, tidying the area up. can then break away the tips, the waste ends, or cut away the waste ends of the jungle cut. If you can break them away, you get a neater cut. It's just a matter then what finish. And there we are, and that's the blue Jay Matuka. It's a nice pattern. You can just bring up some of the blue jay here so you can see it. Blended in through the black cane, gives it a lot of movement, nice colour. But a good sea trout fly this. And what it's into, and a good trout fly. Can't go wrong with black. Now what I like to do, for speed, we touch a super glue on the head. This is a fully milled super glue. It comes with the brush, so it's easy, really easy to apply. Now I do taper the brush. Just lay the brush on the edge of a piece of wood, and I cut it with a Stanley, just at an angle, a Stanley blade. So once the head's dry, then I can finish off with a couple of coats of varnish. And there we are, that's the blue Jay Matuka. I hope you enjoyed that. As I say, it's worth a go. If you've got some of the bigger blue jay and you want to use them up, try it in that fly. Just tie yourself, I've tied myself a couple. So again, I hope you enjoyed that.